Everyone says that Teslas are cheaper to own than gas cars, but is that actually true? Over the last year, I've kept track of every single expense for our Model Y when it comes to charging, maintenance, insurance, and more. So in this video, I want to share those numbers with you and compare them to what they would be if I owned a gas car. Let's go ahead and start with charging. Over the last year, this car has driven between 12 and 14,000 miles, mostly daily commutes, but also a couple weekend road trips and a cross-country road trip last winter. The Tesla app keeps track of all the charging data, so you can see outside of these road trips, I mostly just charge at home. And to get the most accurate charging cost, I even put in our electricity rates into the Tesla app. So how much did I spend on charging over the last year? The answer, $810. Seems like a lot? Well, let's see what it would have cost me in gas if I had a gas car. The Tesla app uses the monthly average gas prices in your state to calculate how much you would have spent in gas, so here's my state of Nevada. And based off of this, I would have spent about $2,675 if I had to pay for gas. So that means over just the last year, I've saved a total of $1,865 just by charging. And to give a little more detail here, the Tesla app actually can break down your costs between what you spent at home versus what you spent at superchargers. So you can see, although I've used a supercharger only a handful of times throughout the last year, I actually spent more at superchargers than charging at home. And this is because the price of superchargers is quite a bit more than the price of home charging. Unless you're in California, then they're about the same, and if you are, I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to bring this up because if you have the option to charge at home and you don't take a 4,000 mile cross-country road trip like I did, you can actually save even more money than me. Now let's go over maintenance next. This car was purchased in December 2023, so it's almost 2 years old at this point. Over the last year, I've done nothing but general Tesla maintenance to it, which I'll list off here. Number one, I changed the air filters, which took like 10 minutes of labor and cost me $30. Number two, I put air in my tires, which also took me like 10 minutes of labor, but it cost me $0. And that's it. That's my whole list of maintenance for the past year for the Model Y. And this is normal. Teslas are literally the cheapest cars to own for at least the first 5 years of ownership. I feel like most of the maintenance cost comes from eventually needing new tires, which, despite what your uncle says, lasts just about as long on a Tesla as they do on any other car. This Model Y has a little over 30,000 miles. The tires are in great shape. I had a 2022 Model 3 that lasted 58,000 miles with original tires. I was about to change the tires on that until this happened, but that's a different story. Now, as far as maintenance for a gas car goes, I know that most cars over the first 2 years don't need any sort of major maintenance in most cases. Here's what I found the average price of an oil change to be. Maybe after a year and 12 to 14,000 miles, you'll need like 1 or 2 of these. So as far as my savings goes when it comes to maintenance, it would be something like whatever you spent on oil changes and anything else, minus the $30 that I had to spend on my air filters. Now, with the help of today's sponsor, I want to mention another cost, not of Tesla ownership, but of life, and that is lack of quality sleep. Nolah is an award-winning mattress brand known for its cooling technology, exceptional pressure relief, and long-lasting durability, and they have free shipping. I was happy when they reached out because I've been using a Nolah mattress for over 2 years now. Here's my receipt from that long ago. And not only do I love it, but my boys are big fans of it too, as you can see here. When I was looking for a mattress, I wanted something that would be a high level of comfort, last a long time, but not break the bank, and that's when I landed on Nolah. Their mattress comes rolled in a box, so setting it up is as easy as just unrolling it. And unlike other mattress brands, Nolah doesn't contain any fiberglass or any other harmful chemicals or materials. Their mattresses are designed, assembled, and shipped from their Arizona factory. The entire process is done in-house to ensure high quality in each step of that process. And if you're on the fence, no worries, Nolah has a 120-night sleep trial, and that's in addition to their limited lifetime warranty. I love my Nolah mattress, and I think that you would too. If you're looking for a new bed, head to nolahmattress.com/VegasTesla and use code VegasTesla to get an extra $50 off your Nolah mattress. This code will work on top of any other discounts they're offering, so I'll leave a link down below. Go ahead and check it out while you can. Now let's talk insurance, because this is where Teslas get really expensive, right? Let's take a look. I have Tesla insurance, which monitors your driving habits, gives you a safety score, and bases your rate on that safety score. So long story short, the safer you drive, the higher your safety score, and the higher your safety score, the less your premium. My safety score is 94, and if you're curious, here's the things that Tesla Insurance tracks to determine your rate. Tesla Insurance also automatically tracks your mileage, so months that I drove a lot, my premium was a little bit higher generally, and months where I didn't drive so much, my premium was a little bit lower. So with full coverage with Tesla Insurance, over the last year, I've spent a total of $1,922.58 on insurance, which means on average, if my math is right, I spent about $160 per month for my insurance. But again, it fluctuates month to month, so my highest monthly premium over the last year was $190.97, and my lowest monthly premium over the last year was $135.56. And I know that some people think I lie in these videos. Here's a quick run through of the screenshots from my Tesla app. You can pause, take a look if you want to. Now Google tells me the average price for full coverage auto insurance in the US is between $223 and $242 per month. And I know there's some people who pay way more than that, and I know there's some people who pay way less than that. Insurance depends on so many things like your age, where you live, and a ton of other things. The point I'm trying to make is, at least for me, as a 30-year-old male living here in Nevada, my insurance is not any higher just because I drive a Tesla. Now next I want to mention registration. I was going back and forth between mentioning it in this video because at least here in Nevada, there is no difference between driving a gas car and a Tesla when it comes to registration. And also here in Nevada, we have some of the highest registration and renewal fees in the entire country. For the Model Y, I paid $878 to renew it last December. And at least here in Nevada, a gas car for the same price would have cost me the exact same. But I did want to bring up registration because there is a thing going around the US called an EV tax, which in some states has already been introduced within the last few years. So yes, registering your Tesla in some states may be more expensive than a gas car solely because of the EV tax, and unfortunately, this is a trend that I don't see stopping anytime soon. And lastly, I wanted to touch on purchase price. The price of Teslas are always fluctuating, but I do want to get ahead of the comments that I might get that are gonna be like, oh, well, I drive a 2004 Toyota Corolla and I save way more than you because I didn't have to spend $100,000 on a Tesla in the first place. And yeah, if that's you, you probably did save more money than me. Full disclosure, it's no secret, Teslas are not the cheapest cars that you can buy. But if you want the real numbers, I'll share mine. So here is the order agreement for the Model Y. Our purchase price was $48,990. The white interior was an extra $1,000. We also got $3,500 off due to an end-of-year inventory discount. And also, not shown, I did get 6 months of free supercharging. So the total cost after all the fees included was $48,130. Also not shown, I did qualify for the tax credit, so when I filed my taxes a few months later, I got a check in the mail for $7,500 for the EV tax credit. So anyways, the total price, including all the fees and the tax credit, was $40,630. Sounds expensive? Yeah, maybe. But if you compare it to the average price of a new car in the US today, which is almost $49,000, which doesn't even include taxes and fees, maybe it's not so bad. But then again, if you compare it to a used 2004 Toyota Corolla, yeah, it's probably expensive. So after 1 full year of ownership, Bottom line, yes, Teslas are actually cheaper to own than a gas car, at least for me. Charging saved me almost $2,000, maintenance was basically nothing, insurance ended up being a little cheaper than average, and registration was no different than any other car in Nevada. And sure, the upfront cost of Teslas aren't the cheapest on the market, but if you put some miles on it, that day-to-day ownership cost doesn't really add up as much as people think. And if you charge at home and keep the car for a few years, those savings can add up fast. So those are my numbers, that's my experience. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. But as always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.